Welcome to another razzling-dazzling adventure of OCG Thursday, where we actually see what's going on in the OCG, and it's a new wondrous place out here. So first up, every one of these decks is going to be a new challenge using new support out of the latest duelist pack, which, hey, we got new Dark Magician support. So, you guys don't know, we got the Dark Magicians. It's Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl plus one spellcaster monster. So once per turn, if a spell or trap or effect is activated, you draw one card. And if you drew a spell or trap card, you can set it. And if it is a quick play spell or trap card, it could be activated this turn. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon one Dark Magician and one Dark Magician Girl from your deck. So actually, we've taken the concept of the Control Dark Magician deck, we've evolved it to a new means. I mean, considering the fact that we just got the ability to fusion summon from our hand or field for basically free. Now, like, Dark Magicians got really good, and there's a lot of people are quoting, they're like, it's now or never, actually. So, let's see if this deck actually will be tier 1. So we have one Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of OG Dark Magician Girl, and then we have 1 copy of Magician's Robe, triple copies of the Rod, and we got 2 copies of Magician's Soul. This thing just says you can spend up to 2 spell or trap cards from your hand or field to the graveyard, draw the same number of cards that you sent to the graveyard this turn, and then you can send 1 level 6 or higher spellcast monster from your deck to the graveyard to apply an effect. So you can special summon this card from your hand, or you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard. So you can basically just beam out whatever you just peeked off. Then we have triple copies of Maxi, and then triple copies of the Dank Magician. Then we have 2 copies of Bond Between Teacher and Student, 1 Dark Burning Magic, and 1 copy of Dark Magic Attack, along with 2 copies of Dark Magic Secrets, triple copies of Dark Magical Circle, and 1 copy of Faithful Servant. So you can place 1 Dark Magician or 1 card that specifically lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in its text, except for Faithful Servant, from your hand, deck, or graveyard on the top of the deck. And during the main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to draw cards equal to the number of Paladinium Oracle, Dark Magician, or Dark Magician Girl on the field and in the graveyard with different names. This card is actually so good for this deck. We have 1 Illusion Magic, triple copies of Eternal Soul, 2 copies of Infinite Permanence, triple copies of Magician Navigation. We have the 1 copy of the Magician's Combination. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, tribute 1 Dark Magician or 1 Dark Magician Girl. Special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your hand or graveyard with a different name from the tributed monster. And if you do, negate the activated effect. And if this face-up card in the spell and trap card zone is sent to the graveyard, destroy 1 card on the field. This card is so good for support. We have 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Steelrake, and 1 copy of Solemn Warning. Down here in the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Wee Witch's Apprentice, 1 copy of the Relinquished Anima, 2 copies of Link Karibo, 1 Link Spider, 1 Mr. Indestructible, 1 Red Ice Flare Metal, 1 Magi, 1 copy of Ebon Illusion, triple copies of the Dark Magicians, and then 2 copies of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Side deck down here, we have 1 DD Crow, 2 copies of Pancratops, 1 Droll and Lockbird, 1 Phantasme, 2 Gamma Seal, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit Coon, 1 Kaiku, 1 Nibiru, 1 copy of Dark Burning Attack, and then 1 Feather Duster, 2 MST, and 1 copy of the Waking Dragon, wrapping up this list. Now, it's really nice to see the Dark Magicians look like we're heading in the direction of being tier 1. It's really been too long that we've been pushing all of this support together. We're literally gathering up all of these pieces, and I think we're finally getting somewhere just in terms of generalized support. So good job for finally pushing together something I would consider presentable, at least for the metagame, because this deck has got a lot of problems, but adding in a fusion to kind of give us a little bit more flair, I guess is the word I'm looking for here, as opposed to what we've kind of had in the past. More diversity and things like that, we take it, right, ladies and gentlemen, like, considering it's Dark Magicians. So, next up, we have Heroes. Now, Heroes, actually, not a lot has evolved in the concept of Heroes, but we get Liquid Man. So, on normal summon, you target 1 level 4 lower hero monster in your graveyard, except for Liquid Man. Special summon, if this card is sent to the graveyard, or banished as material for a fusion summon, you can draw 2 cards and then discard 1 card. Literally, not much evolved in this deck. Looking at this rough draft here, I literally we have one new card. Like, I mean, besides, you know, Crossout Designator, but we don't even play any of the new fusions. Like, we got a hot one up here. So, we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Decider, 1 Dynatag, triple copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, 1 copy of Honest Neos, 1 Liquid Man, 2 copies of Shadow Mist, 1 Elementor Stratus, 1 Adjusted Gold, 2 Max C, 1 Nibiru, triple copies of Faris, 2 copies of Increase, and 2 copies of Vion. Honestly, monster lineup, pretty standard, honestly. I don't see anything to argue here. We have 2 copies of A Hero Lives, 1 Called by the Grave, triple Crossout Designator, 1 Dark Calling, 1 Foolish Bro, triple copies of Fusion Destiny. This card is so good in this deck. We have 1 Feather Duster, triple Mash Change, 1 Polymerization, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence, wrapping up the main deck. Honestly, a lot of these ratios basically are pretty much inspired by the TCG, except they like Decider over, you know, our friend Celestial. It's kind of interesting. Down here in the next deck, we have 1 Wonder Driver, 1 Dread Decimator, 2 Cross Dominator, or Cross Crusader, 1 Trinity, 1 Adoration, 2 copies of Dark Law, 1 Hero Blast, 1 Anki, 1 Acid, 1 Malicious Bane, 1 Absolute Zero. Actually, the fact that you can see more play now with Absolute Zero, basically being able to contaminate anything that the opponent is really trying to do, is pretty interesting. Then we have 1 Dystopia and 1 Dangerous Guy. Down here in the side deck, we have triple copies of Lancia, 1 Scythe, 2 Droll Knockbird, 1 Farfa, 1 Maxi, triple Sanctum, triple Red Rebuto, and 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness, wrapping up this hero list. Honestly, Hero is definitely continuing to evolve, giving a lot of the metagame a little bit more pressure, I would say, for just kind of the development to see where it's going. But this deck only really getting 1 card boost. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like, we kind of take what we can get off of this kind of thing, so I think it's interesting. And then we got, I gotta love this deck. So the only real new thing we got here is the Performa Pal Imprene Magician. So when exactly 1 Fusion Synchro or Xyz monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle opponent's card effect, and special summon the destroyed monster and then destroy this card. Ooh, that's pretty good, right? And then during the main phase, if this card is no more special summon, you can activate the effect and apply the effects for the rest of this turn. And then, so Fusion, this card can attack directly. Synchro, your opponent cannot activate effects. Xyz, this card's attack comes double. Pendulum, during the end phase, add 1 Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. So they're kind of nice enough to give you a Rhoda for this deck, per se. But I mean, you're still, you know, Starving Venom Turbo, and you know, this card's banned in the TCG, very unfortunately. So I mean, there's only so much we can actually do for this. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 copy of Astrograph Sorcerer. Must be nice, OCG. I'm so envious of you. We have triple copies of Black Fang Magician, 1 copy of Chronograph Sorcerer, 1 Double Iris Magician, 1 Effect Veiler, 1 copy of Harmonizing, 1 Luster Pendulum, triple copies of Maxi, triple copies of Oof Dragon, triple copies of Revolution Dragon. Someday, the TCG will get this card, and we'll be able to do so many things. The fact that you can just literally place it in the scale and go to town is so broken. We have 2 copies of Imprene Magician, 2 copies of Performa Pal Odd Eyes Synchron, triple copies of the Sorcerer, 1 Skullcrobat Joker, triple Purple Poison, 1 Stargazer, 1 Darkworm, 1 Gate Zero, of course, 1 Time Gazer, triple Wisdom Eye. Then we have 2 Duelist Alliance, 1 Feather Duster, 1 copy of the Star Pendulum Graph, and 1 Time Pendulum Graph. Honestly, the fact we still get to abuse these for the OCG is really nice. And in the next deck, we have 1 Electromite, 1 Needle Fiber, 1 Brute Enforcer, 1 Time Star, 1 Hope Harbinger, and 1 Abyss Dweller. Then we have the 1 Wonder Magician, 1 Clearwing, 1 Start Shooting Riser, 1 Metaphist, 1 Ignister, 1 Borreload Savage, and triple copies of my boy, the Starving Venom Dragon. Then we have 2 Lancia, 1 Scythe, 2 Nibiru, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, triple Mind Control, 2 Artifact Sanctum, 1 in pre-order, and 2 copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up this chunk of OCG Thursday deck profiles. So, I'll leave you guys with this thought. The new Duelist pack did change a little bit for Rogue decks. Not quite on the scale that we wanted, but making Dark Magician 0.5 tier higher, giving a little bit more pendulums, giving heroes 1 new card, it all kind of adds up over time. So we kind of take these formula changes and we accept them because it's what we do as Yu-Gi-Oh players. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. I'm Marco watching the rest of today's videos. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.